I hate that it gets dark at 5 o'clock now, but I love going to Epcot and eating food. This is the final weekend for the Food and Wine Festival, so I wanted to go to Epcot to have some dinner. I just got off of work and I thought that I could make it Epcot before it got dark, and I guess that I did. The monorail has Christmas colors. I parked in the back of the parking lot, but it just made more sense to walk and save me a little time. So I'm going into the park and immediately just getting food. I got my passports, and there are some booths that were not open the only other time that Brendan and I came to the Food and Wine Festival this year. So I'm here on both of our behalves because this is the last weekend that the festival's going on. I think that specifically over by Creations, there's a couple booths that have like dumplings and seafood. At the same time, I wonder if I should end my night over there because I do want to ride Test Track again. Now knowing what we know, which is that we just didn't have narration when we should have had that last time. So we got to ride the single rider line this time. Spaceship Earth also had a refurbishment recently and it reopened, and I don't think that pretty much anything changed. Isn't it super fun to get theme park updates like months after it's relevant? I turned around really quickly because Be Our Guest is playing on Spaceship Earth. I almost made it over to World Discovery, and then I turned around because I heard Be Our Guest. And I have a conflicting relationship with the lights on Spaceship Earth. Sometimes I don't like them, but I love when they play shows on Spaceship Earth. I just don't like the random colors. All right, so I am going to go over to World Discovery to get the food over here. Sort of make sure that I actually go to these booths before I don't have an appetite. I literally today just finished editing my Halloween videos, and it has been Christmas at Disney for weeks. So on the other side of Creations and Connections, this is Gyozas of the Galaxy and Coastal Eats, which were not open last time. Damn, Brennan would have loved this booth. They have buffalo-style dumplings, street corn-style dumplings, and then French onion soup-style dumplings. And then over here they have what I think that they've had before, the lump crab cake, the seaside pot pie, and then the Peruvian ceviche. So I went to Gyozas of the Galaxy and I got the French onion soup-style dumplings, pork and beef soup dumplings with caramelized onions, sherry beef broth, onion and Gruyere soubise, Parmesan cracker, and micro chives. Yep, Brennan would have absolutely loved this. I'm gonna say it, I miss the canopy over here for Test Track. I do think that it looked pretty cool, and I'm going to come back to this later on, I think after I go into the World Showcase, so I can ride this and actually hear the narration. So I'm going to try to go the opposite way that we went last time around the World Showcase. I'm going over towards the Odyssey so I can cut across the water and go over towards the Christmas tree. Last time we went towards Mexico, this time I'm going to go to Canada. Although I do want to go over to Germany, there's something at Summerfest there, which is not the festival food booth, that I can get up until an hour before the park closes. So I need to make it back over there, like within like an hour or so. So I'm going back the way that I came. I'm backtracking kind of a lot today because these booths over here were kind of neglected last time. This is Milled and Mold, and then this is Bramblewood Bites. And I'm going to be getting this, the cast iron roasted Brussels sprouts and root vegetables. So this is the cast iron roasted Brussels sprouts and root vegetables with dried cranberries, spiced pumpkin seeds, and pumpkin seed vinaigrettes. And then I also got a beer, which I've been spilling because they filled it up to the brim, which I appreciate. This is a Nitro Bananas Foster Cream Ale. This is the 6 ounce, and that's so good. That's so like, it's sweet. I love sweet beer. I sat way over there. This is Milled and Mold. I'm thinking about this, but not right now. I haven't really paid attention to all these little details that they added. Squirrel loves to farm and gather in the forest and in the field. With every passing harvest, greater grows his yield. At every county fair, he snatches up first prize. His ambitions never ending as his enterprise. So this is the squirrel's little garden. I did not notice this last time. Look at the tiny little gardening tools. And the hat and basket and potting plants. I can't believe I did not pay attention to this last time. And then over here's the squirrel's first place pumpkin. There's more squirrel-sized stuff up here too. And over by the entrance of the line, this is so cute. So I ended up stopping at Forest and Field to get the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli. This is the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli with brown butter vinaigrette, pecorino cheese, pomegranate seeds, and hazelnut praline. And then I got another beer that I did not spill. This is the 6 ounce of the Imperial Chocolate Peanut Butter Stout. And that's really good. Oh, that's really good. All the food has been so good tonight, and I haven't really reviewed it or talked about it because it's kind of pointless. So I was going to go this way towards Canada, but I have to go towards Mexico. And that's because Summerfest is closing in like 15 minutes, so we need to go pick up the food order that I put in at the quick service place. Again, not the booth. I usually get the chicken noodle in. But at this point, I've pretty much stuck to the booth that I wanted to, so anything else is going to be extra. Look at all of the Christmas decorations. It's been a minute since I've done Grand Fiesta Tour, but if I'm going to ride a ride time, it's going to be Test Track. I'm sure that this is a bit of a bottleneck over here by Norway. Something happened that I've never had happen to me before at Disney, which is that my mobile order said that it was ready before I said that I was ready to pick it up. It's probably because it's within the final 15 minutes that the restaurant is open. I'm going to Summerfest, which closes at 8 o'clock, and Epcot closes at 9. But still, that is pretty weird to me. That has never happened before. I presume that it's still made to order, and I'm going to show up, and they'll make it once I get there, and it's just sort of their way of making everybody hurry up and come get their food before it closes. But I'm almost there, and I hope that I don't regret this because I really wanted the chicken noodle in. Like, I generally always get the chicken noodle in over here. It looks like it's a festival of the holidays, but it's still food and wine. 10 years ago, this portion used to be massive. That's the chicken noodle in. I love it. And then also the apple strudel too. But I made it back over to Germany in like 5 minutes. Summerfest is all the way back here, and I have a little bit less than 10 minutes to spare. So they put up the rope, they are closed, but I got my food. This is from Summerfest. This is the Zwiebelkuchen. This is a German onion cake with caramelized onions, bacon, herbs, and a savory custard. I don't think that I've ever had this before. It looks like a quiche. But this is a festival exclusive offering, so it's not from a booth, it's from an actual pavilion. So I looked it up and that pretty much was a German quiche, and I'm glad that I got it. It was really good. I love the chicken noodle in, but that was great. So now I think I'm going to keep walking in this direction and then eventually head back over to Test Track, which I have a little bit less than an hour to make it around Epcot. I might want to stop in the American Adventure because there's the dessert that I wanted to get last time, but then I also would love to get the carrot cake. Maybe not, actually. There's a seafood roll that I think I wanted to get in the American Adventure. It's not happening right now, but the concert series that goes on during Food and Wine over here in the American Gardens Theater, they just had the Beach Boys perform, and that would have been really incredibly cool to see, but I saw that crowd and it was awful. Just completely standstill traffic just over here by the American Adventure, and they're getting it ready for the candlelight processional now. So maybe I'll get something back here, but I don't know. I love seeing the Christmas trees, but my mind is just not there yet. I'm still thinking about Food and Wine. I feel like I just want to get one more savory thing. And is it going to be here in America? Maybe. Oh, there's a lobster bisque on a lobster roll. I'm getting that. So this sort of ended up taking a while over here. I guess this is very popular, but this is the Gulf Coast style seafood roll with warm water lobster, rock shrimp, lobster bisque, and sherry creme fresh on a toasted brioche bun. I think that I'm going to have to eat this while I walk, so I am done with the savory food, definitely, but I have less than half an hour to get back over to Test Track to ride that. Oh my God, they gave me butter. So on behalf of Brandon, I thought about getting the griddle cheese over here at Greece or the raclette cheese over at the Alps, but I don't think I can do it. This seafood roll, by the way, is freaking outstanding. I think I would have preferred if it was just lobster, but I like shrimp too. So I had a few places that I was thinking about for dessert. One was over here at Belgium to get a Belgian waffle. One was at France to get the creme brulee, and then another was back at the front of the park to get the carrot cake, and I think I'm gonna go get the carrot cake. Something that I forgot is that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is now 2D, so you don't need 3D glasses anymore to ride it. And they're going to be adding, I think, more practical props to it over the next few months or something. Something that I forgot and I really appreciate right now is that I started to keep these hand wipes in my theme park bag, which today really helped out, especially doing this vlogging thing where I need my hands to use my camera or my phone or something like that. It has been very helpful to keep those in my bag. So now the question, can I go and get some carrot cake and then get in line for Test Track in like 15 minutes? I feel pretty good about it. I think I can. I saw today that Epcot was the size of both Disneyland and California Adventure. I don't know how accurate that is because walking around Epcot does not feel like that much of a feat, personally, but I don't know. Does anybody remember the story right around here in Epcot, over by Canada? The "you again, lady, are you crazy?" story that Brennan and I encountered a number of years ago. A lady in an UCV ran over a guy back over there, presumably multiple times that day, and that's that story. But I'm going over here to get my carrot cake, and I don't think that there is that long of a line, so I can hopefully get this pretty quickly. Oh no, so this is Milled and Mold, and they have a lot of dessert that I want. They have this carrot cake, they have a cheesecake, and then an apple cinnamon and caramel mini churros sundae. I think I'm getting this. So this is the fall fruit cheesecake with fig and balsamic cheese with pomegranates and candied pecans. And this is my last food of the Food and Wine Festival this year, and I have less than 10 minutes to go over to Test Track. So I'm getting into the single rider line, so I should be okay, but I have to eat this on the way over there. See, this is the real fun of a Disney vacation, is just sprinting to get a line for a ride before it closes for the night. At least I hope I'll be able to make it in time. I should be able to. It's just right over there. Come on, Epcot, fix the ground. I think that I might be cutting it a little bit closer than I wanted to, but I have a couple more minutes. So single rider is closed, it looks like, so I'm getting into the regular queue, which is a 45-minute wait. I am scared of waiting in the line for this ride, but I really want to ride it and hear the actual narration for it. But I have my cheesecake, and I'm in line, and I really did get in line with like 2 minutes to spare. Dang it, why is the single rider line closed? So that didn't really take a while at all. I think it's going to take about 15 minutes. All right, I got a test track and I'm in the front row.
I am your test vehicle. Sounding futuristic.
Just be yourself.
And now we set a course for the future. Let me show you how I see the world. Hang on! Can I show them?
Go for it. First, select a new piece of cloth.
And together, we keep moving forward, finding new ways to drive to a brighter tomorrow. Let's go!
So I just got off the test track, and I still have thoughts about that. The park is closed, by the way, and the last riders are getting off right now. So I don't know if I had audio problems again, but I did not like that. It was difficult to hear. I don't think you could hear it because, and I'm probably not gonna really edit that much into the video, but this was covered up by the seatbelt. But I did not understand the narrative of the ride. It was a conversation between AI assistants on the car, one from the back of the car and then one from the front of the car, but I could not understand the voice from the back of the car at all. So I was just very confused. And then the parts of the ride which I enjoyed, which was the middle part going through the forest and then the outdoor portion of the queue, were the only parts of the ride that did not have narration. I don't know. I have not enjoyed this the times that I've ridden it, and that really bums me out. Like, because of the voice at the front of the car, I can mostly understand the ride, but it was still just difficult to focus on, and I don't like that. I don't like it being difficult to understand the premise of an attraction. And I am more than enthusiastic about changing my opinion on that if I ride it again and I can actually hear the narration, but I don't know. I feel like that was supposed to be the intent, is that front to back conversation in the car, but I couldn't hear it. If I'd sat at the back of the car, could I have heard both narrations a little bit easier? It's not that it was unintelligible, it's just that it was difficult to hear it. And I don't like that I've been burned on this enough to not want to wait in line for it. I don't think that I want to wait in line for this. I waited 20 minutes tonight, and I don't know, that was a very reasonable amount of time to wait, but anything beyond that, anything beyond like 30 minutes maybe, I don't know. And maybe all of this bitterness just stems from not being able to ride the original test track, which to my knowledge is superior to any other version that has come since. But Test Track is still a fun ride. It's still a good ride. I'm just annoyed. I think that riding it last time just set that precedent for, well, it has to be better than this. And now riding it tonight, I'm just hesitant to accept that that is what the version of the ride is. If I had experienced this first, I would have probably had a different opinion and I would have enjoyed it. But I just don't know what that was supposed to be. I don't know if that was the Test Track, which if it was, maybe I'll ride in a different car and get a better speaker and enjoy it a lot more. Or maybe I'll sit in the back and I'll enjoy it a lot more. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back and ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure 2D, and then I'll hate that too and be all grumpy and mad about it. But thank you for going with me to Epcot to go to the Food and Wine Festival one last time before it concludes in just a couple days, which it will be over by the time that you watch this video. That seems to be a pattern with me recently that I'm trying to rectify, but I wanted to come back just to eat some food that I didn't eat when I came with Brennan the last time, the only other time that we came to the festival, and I'm glad that I did. I actually ate a lot more than I thought that I was going to. I went to the booths that we didn't go to last time because they weren't open, and then a lot of the booths that we just bypassed because we didn't really have that much of an appetite last time. And then I rode Test Track again, so I'm glad that I came to Epcot. I came here right after work, and so I'm tired, and I'd like to go home the next time that I come back. It'll be for the International Festival of the Holidays, which is a beautiful festival, and I wish it was longer and less busy because it's probably, I don't know if it's my favorite festival, but it is one of them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.